Hello everybody and welcome back to the next Transformers Studio Series video. In this video I will be reviewing Studio Series number 47 Deluxe Class Constructicon Hightower. Now before we get on to the review, I'm just going to tell you what this video is going to be about. We're obviously going to review him, we're going to talk about his features and everything, compare him with the Devastator box set, other Transformers and whatnot. So let's get started with checking out his box art, because that is something I really need to show before we do the video. Now we can see that Hightower's box art is pretty nice, that everything it looks exactly how the figure is, except for this little part right here that is actually shaded in yellow, which is actually part of Devastator, how the CGI model looks like on Devastator, and right here unfortunately it is shaded in black. But I really do like this hook right here, that it can move everywhere, it can move in all directions like that, up, down, like that. Although I would prefer if the hook looked more like, if it looked how the movie looked like, if it had rope attached and then it would like extend, grab and everything like that. So that's one major downfall about this. Another one is that I'm not so sure this is how Hightower actually looked like in the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen movie. Although we never saw him in his robot form, I seriously doubt this is how he looked like. I would believe that he looks somewhat different and somewhat more evil than this little figure. But one thing I really do like is these tiny little T-Rex baby arms right here. I really like those. They're just funny. So now let's check out more of the box. Right here we can see Hightower in his CGI model right here. We can see the Studio Series number 47 right there, and his CGI model right there of his face. Right here we can see the prototype of Hightower, the first look at him. We can totally tell that the figure looks way different than the prototype. And I believe this was the actually last figure that actually advertises other figures to buy on the box, and then they just stopped advertising on the box and they just did instructions, like how because before it was advertised on box and instructions, but now it's just instructions instead of advertising on box. He does transform in 19 steps from a robot to a crane. His iconic movie scene is the Pyramid Desert Battle, where he combines with his comrades to form Devastator. Now let's check at the last part of his box, which actually has a small CGI version of Devastator, which looks pretty cool, and even the Constructicon logo at the top right there, which is just amazing in my opinion. His backdrop is the same backdrop we do get from the other Constructicons, such as Scrap Metal, Rampage, Long Haul, Mixmaster, Scavenger, Skipjack, Overload, Scrapper, so and so. And the top of the box has the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen logo, and at the on the bottom is just telling you the accessories that are in it. Now, so one thing about this figure, I really do like this figure. I'd give him a 3 stars out of 5. Due to that, he's not that like super cool and everything like Bumblebee or Devastator, Sentinel Prime, Optimus, or Megatron or Mixmaster. He does not look that accurate. I think there was a CGI model that showed that the version of Hightower looked actually different from the toy. Now, but I'm not so sure if that was legit or this CGI model that we see on the box is legit. But I really do like this figure. It's an okay figure, like I said, 3 out of 5 stars. But yeah, it's pretty nice. He is actually classified as a triple changer, as he can go to robot, to crane, to Constructicon body part. So now let's look at him and everything. So his head, the head sculpt is pretty nice. It is okay, like every other Constructicon. It is kind of pointed at the edge, like where the chin is. Really do like it. It's okay. Now, when you find the figure for the first time, you do see that the figure just looks like this. That the figure is just gonna look like this inside the box, and with this piece separated from it. So you're gonna see that it's gonna look somewhat like this in the box. So one thing I am gonna show you is how to assemble it once you like find it in the box and everything. So one thing is that you just clip it like right there, and then there's this little hole right here, right there. There's a little hole right there where you actually put this little circular slot inside, peg it in there, and make sure that it goes all the way in. Hold on, let me show you right now. So make sure that it pegs, like I said before. Make sure that it pegs inside that slot right there. Make sure that it's pushed all the way in. It won't make a click sound because it's just like a little like whoop, like that. So that's it. Okay, so now you've achieved Hightower in his robot form. Now let's compare him with some other Transformers. For example, this early first look at Studio Series number 74, Deluxe Class Bumblebee. So we can totally see that this version of Bumblebee is a bit bigger than this version, judging by the height of where their head is. But due to his crane right here, his crane on this part makes him look overpowered Bumblebee. Now let's compare him with another Transformer that comes out in Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, Autobot Sideswipe. Now we can see that Sideswipe is about the same height as Revenge of the Fallen Bumblebee, and that like the Hightower is actually smaller due to the head, but right here, this part, the crane, actually makes him way larger. So now let's compare him with a Voyager class. Now Voyager class Sentinel Prime is actually way bigger than him. Hightower's head would make it up to his waist, and Hightower's crane would actually make it up to his head. So like, boop, like that, you know. And now finally, let's compare him to a leader class. One of my favorite leader classes, but actually kind of sucks. Studio Series number 34, leader class, Dark of the Moon, Megatron. Now this version of Megatron is actually a bit bigger, like from like where the distance from where the crane is and everything, from Megatron's head to the crane, Megatron is a bit bigger, and from Hightower's head to Megatron's head, obviously Hightower is gonna be smaller. Okay. So now let's compare him with the legendary Constructicon Devastator. So let me just bring him in. Alright. So as we can see, Devastator is like the biggest Constructicon they have ever made. The Hightower is only a small little part of Devastator, and actually the original figure of Hightower is no different from the new version of Hightower. I am going to show you how to transform him from robot to car, but I'm not going to show you how to transform him in that version all the way over there. Because I will include that in another video, like how I did that separate video for Mixmaster. I will do a separate video for Constructicon Hightower and other Constructicons as well. Okay, so now we can see Hightower aligns to Devastator. That Hightower's crane barely makes it to Devastator's waist. And obviously Devastator's head is way bigger than Hightower, and is actually Hightower is way smaller than Devastator. No duh, but okay. So now let's get to the transforming. So the first thing you want to do is get his head. Make sure that it looks like that. Then tuck it in right here. Okay. So take that piece out like that. This little piece right here, you just fold out like that, right there. Then push this piece in like that. Then these little T-Rex like fingers that I showed you earlier, you're gonna want to push them upward toward his face, and there. Okay, so you've got like one of the bases done. So now turn him around to his behind, and then after that, remove this little piece, unclip it right here. This piece up here, move it up, and then after that, deattach this piece and that piece. But before you do, make sure that this will be facing like this. This little tab right here, this little tab is going to be somewhat like that. Okay, so make sure it goes into this long slot where the other tab will actually go as well. So you disconnect the same way you did to the first part, and then you do the same thing right there. Then you push this piece in. Now, this is why I give it a 3-star, also because it is nearly impossible and difficult to transform. But look, you see, it is easy to transform, but it is somewhat hard to transform him. So now, fold, make sure his feet go straight like that. And then there's this little slot right here that looks circular right here, and a little line in it. Well, the little line will actually tab into this little slot that is actually lined up like that. So you just do that, and then do the same process to the other side. And there, you have created Hightower in his what's it called? His crane mode. Now, one thing I do want to tell you is about this little hook that comes with it. Now there's 2 ways you can put it. You can put the hook like this. You can put it like that, so these 2 bottom hooks will be at the bottom, and this skinny one, just this one, will be at the top. Or you can switch it over and have it like that. I prefer it to be somewhat like this, because it looks way cooler. Like, I don't know, I just feel like it looks way better with that, like that. And then if you click everything in the right place and everything, you can notice that there's these little wheels at the bottom of Hightower. There's these little wheels that actually correspond as little railroad tracks right here, like that. You see? So you can play with him and everything. Although if you push him like that, he only go for a little distance, you know. So just I recommend that you just like play with him and everything like that. Okay, so now it's pretty easy to just put him back into a robot. This figure is actually pretty easy. That is why I kind of like it. Not difficult to transform at all. But I would appreciate if he did look more realistic. Add more what's it called? Add the ropes that were missing. That should have gone with the figure. And I think they should make an upgrade kit for this, only for this figure, to upgrade him. Although they already made an upgrade kit for Devastator, the DNA Design DK20 upgrade kit for Studio Series Devastator, but they should have just added the ropes, which would go like that, like what Skids and Mudflap were walked on for just like 2 seconds in the film. But that is what should have been on this figure. Okay, so now let's transform him back. So just do everything I did, but in reverse, you know. See? And then it is pretty easy to transform him, transform and untransform him, but I'd say it's easier to untransform him than transform him. Although I do have like a certain amount of like, you know what, I don't like this about this figure, but that I've told you about, but you already know. Okay, so now his head, like I showed you before, make sure that it unfolds like that, and make sure that these little parts go right here. Make sure this little thing that attaches to Scavenger, which is part of Devastator, make sure that it folds that way so that you could have it like this. Alrighty. Okay, so now you have Hightower complete in both robot form and car form. if you do want to see how to convert him into robot form, just please rewind the thing and everything, you know, everything. Now, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I really hope you enjoyed this video about my review about Hightower. I know it was pretty fast, 9 minutes exactly. But I really do hope you enjoyed this video of Studio Series number 47 Hightower. I do recommend you buy him to complete your collection, but if you do not want to buy him, it is okay, but it is necessary to buy him to complete Devastator. But if you do not want to complete Devastator, like with the original Constructicons, you can get the Devastator box set. It is $259.99 on Hasbro Pulse. You can get it from right there, or you can get it from Amazon at a more expensive price. But I recommend getting it at Hasbro Pulse if you want the Devastator, the whole figure, instead of just getting them individually. Now, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, leave a nice comment. I will see you at our next Transformers Studio Series video. Goodbye.